started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
Sorry, I just burped. Do that one again. What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome back to Seagulls Make Do. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm a nobody in sweatpants.
I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm not a sweater.
And I'm Summer, and I'm a big, big fucking star, and I want that bag.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So we're joined by a wonderful friend and guest of the show, Summer, today. We were, just before we started recording, we were like, is this your third time on? Or have you been on 3 times? We weren't sure, but
it's a mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery. Regardless, I'm very excited to have you back.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back.
Me too. Charlie's Angels.
Yes, this is a good one to be Charlie's Angels for.
It's with the Hex Girls, and we're going to put a spell on you.
Uh-huh.
That's very true.
Yeah. So we're on season 4, episode 11. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Samantha voice.
Yeah. The reason it's a good one to be Charlie's Angels is because we got Lucy Liu in this episode. So one of our very own.
With my girl Drew, Cameron D, and Destiny. Charlie's Angels, come on.
Uh-huh.
Why is that the best song ever written? Just a quick question.
Really good question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the question this week is kind of shit. I guess we can just jump into it. Like, we can just jump into the app.
Yeah.
So we start with Carrie dressed like a fucking newsie. And she has some outfits this episode.
Oh my God.
I feel like I should go back and like screen cap some of them because they truly are magnificent. Anyway, but yeah, she's
all over the place.
They are all over the fucking place. Yeah, she's running around New York, and she's like, sometimes in New York City, you're at a crossroads, and I'm late to see my friend Miranda, so I'm like at a crossroads because I'm running across the street. Anyway, she meets up Miranda. And she's like, sorry, I'm 10 minutes late, which isn't really late anyway. But Miranda says, well, I'm 3 weeks late. I'm pregnant.
Big way to start the episode.
Yeah.
I love the way that they do all of these just stupid setups where it's like the only reason she was running for that first sequence was just for this joke.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You get that like once an episode, I see.
Yeah. Every episode starts with the, sometimes in New York and then some kind of setup. And it's very contrived. And I'm like, that happened to me in Toronto.
Yeah, they're like, sometimes in New York, it rains. And then someone else will be like, I'm wet.
This is a New York specific experience.
Yeah.
In New York, you have to catch public transport because nowhere else has public transport.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Carrie's response to Miranda is, when have you been having sex? Like, no offense, but like when?
You fucking incel, you fucking virgin.
Yeah,
that's what she calls her.
Her biggest concern is like, wait, you're fucking? Instead of like, you're pregnant?
Why didn't you
priorities.
tell me you fucked someone 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, just love it. Like, I just found out you're pregnant, and now I'm gonna, like, say this backhanded comment to you, but, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. Just, like what? When did you have sex?
How else could you mean that?
Yeah. So this is where we find out about Chekhov's ball. So, the ball was laid out on the table in episode 10, which means it has to be fired in episode 11. And we find out that it was Steve, because, we found out that he had a ball, so...
Yeah, and Miranda says he has one ball and I have a lazy ovary, but still, somehow...
Still, somehow, I had sex and now I'm pregnant, I guess.
Yeah.
Seems weird, but okay.
But I guess, yeah, no, makes sense. So then immediately after we get the scene of Charlotte, she gets her period, so she's not pregnant. And so like her whole plot has been that she's been trying to get pregnant. Last episode, it was 3 months, and this episode, it's 5 months. So I guess there's a 2-month gap.
Well, but then Miranda slept with Steve, and that was 3 weeks ago. So
Time is fake.
time is fake.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But Charlotte has now been trying for 5 months, which, like, to me doesn't really seem particularly long to be trying to get pregnant. But, like, I don't really know. Just considering that so many things need to align, even if you are fertile, for it to, like, really work out. But
I think I remember hearing, like, you can have unprotected sex for, like, up to a year before you really have to worry about something being wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I've mostly heard people say, like, a year is sort of before you should get concerned. But yeah, she's obviously upset about it. And then we pretty much cut, like, immediately to brunch. And, well, Charlotte comes in and just puts in, like, a multi-pack of Tampax, slams it down on the table, and is like, I have my period.
I love that she, like, planned this out. Like, I'm going to bring this to the brunch with me. And I'm going to put it on the table.
She was like, I'm going to be extra as fuck because I can and I will. I could, I should, and I will.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess she has extra time to think about this now because she quit her job before she got pregnant. So she's probably spent most of her day thinking about, if she's not having sex, what she's going to do to tell people that she's not pregnant. So,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, at the moment, like, I don't have a full-time job. So when I'm not having sex, I am thinking about how extra I can be.
valid.
Yeah. And Charlotte's like complaining because she's like, God, there are so many women who just, you know, accidentally get pregnant, just get knocked up. And here I am trying and I can't get pregnant and it fucking sucks. And Miranda's making a face and Carrie's making a face and Samantha's like.
She says, like, I wish I were so lucky to have, like, accidentally gotten pregnant or something like that, which is just like, whoa, okay.
Like, that would have so not made her happy in real life, though, because if that had happened, it wouldn't have been planned for her, and like that wouldn't have gone along with her life plans, which is everything she wants. And we know that Charlotte wants everything to, you know, happen by that kind of like fairy tale, everything works out romantically way, not like the oops, I got pregnant at like in my 20s way. So like, I mean, I see where she's coming from because she's like, at least I would have had a baby then. But
and I think she's just like annoyed and frustrated and saying stuff she doesn't really mean.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, she's going on and on about it. And then eventually she's like, okay, Miranda, why are you making that face? What's going on? And Miranda comes clean and says that she's pregnant. She didn't want to really tell them this way. And she's not thinking of staying pregnant. And Charlotte takes it really personally, which is fucking she.
Yeah, she's like, how could you do this to me?
I can't believe, like, just absolutely no empathy for Miranda, like, for most of the episode. It sucks.
Yeah, she's like, to me, as if it was a personal choice for A, Miranda to get pregnant, and B, for her to be, like, in control of her own body.
Like, clearly Miranda's not happy about it. Like, it's not, it's completely throwing her life into, you know, a mess at the moment. And, but then, like, the idea, because, you know, Miranda mentions that she's not keeping it, and then this really sets Charlotte off because, you know, like, I don't know, I mean, I get it, like, the idea that you're trying so hard to have a baby and your friend is like, I'm gonna get rid of the baby that I could be having. I get it, but the
sort
way
of a knee jerk,
Yeah. It's definitely a knee jerk reaction, and like, you know, spoiler alert, she becomes a less shitty person, but like, again, you know, it's not her body, so shut up. But
they're both going through like completely different things, but they're like both, you know, suffering in their own way. So, and Miranda does a good job of like actually empathizing with Charlotte, so it's just like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
She basically says like, I didn't do this on purpose, and obviously I'm not doing it to you.
Yeah, she didn't even want to say anything. Like, Charlotte was like, why aren't you saying anything? You're making
she, like,
a face.
Forced it out of her.
She was like, what, are you judging me for wanting to be a parent? And And it's like, no, she's just trying to not hurt your feelings. Like, she knows how you're going to react. But
and she says, like, I don't want to have this conversation in front of you. Pretty much when you're like this, when you're being like this. And so Charlotte says, fine, I'll leave. And then she does. And then the girls start talking about, you know, the abortion. And so we find out Samantha has had 2 and Carrie had 1, like, in her 20s. And I kind of like how it's just sort of said, like, matter-of-factly, and there's just, like, you know, it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
They were actually, I felt like they were pretty good about that for the most part for this episode. I was impressed.
I agree. Yeah. Like, they very much show that in some cases it's not the right choice for you, and in some cases it really is.
Right.
And it's a person-by-person basis, and no one else can make that decision for you.
Right. And, like, all choices are valid.
Yeah, this is one of the better ways they've been about a topic, like about an actual, like, topic that's real in the whole series.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. The whole time I was sort of bracing myself for, like, someone to do or say something shitty, and then I'm like, oh, wait, no, this is actually fine. Like, they're handling it pretty realistically. Like, it's not something you do flippantly, but also, you know, yeah, sometimes it's the right time, sometimes it's not the right time. And that's cool. It's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you love to see it. You love to see it.
You simply love to see it. God,
I love the way that Carrie kept talking about this man that worked at the saloon. Like, she was like, it happened like 150 years ago.
Yeah. Well, because Samantha says, oh yeah, he worked at TGI Fridays. And Carrie's like, please, he worked at the saloon. Which is basically just like a TGI Fridays.
I guess, yeah.
And they're like as if TGI Fridays is so disgusting, but the saloon was classy. So if you fucking roar it with a guy who works at the saloon, then that's okay. But yeah, and then we go to, all right, this is where Carrie does her, like, least valid thing of the fucking episode. Oh, I hate it so much. I fucking hate her.
I hate her, but Aidan was more annoying. This is the very first time that Aidan has been less valid than Carrie in an episode, I think.
I couldn't believe some of the words that he chose to say.
He does fucking suck. So we're at Aidan and Carrie's, and they're apparently going out, and Carrie's getting ready, and she's obviously got something on her mind. She wants to talk to him, and she says, oh, all right, you can't tell anyone, but Miranda's pregnant. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, and she's not going to keep it. And he goes, okay. And the dad's Steve. And he's like, whoa, what?
Well, like, I don't even know if she was originally going to tell him the Steve part. Because he's like, who's the dad? And she's like, okay, well, this is why I swore you to secrecy on Chanel. Because,
As if he would give a shit about Chanel. This is the man who wears turquoise jewelry.
Yeah. This is something she cares about, not Aidan.
But yeah, he's like, whoa, wait a minute. And then he's like, you trapped me. I'm just supposed to just, like, not say anything now to my Steve. And and then he says this thing that's like, wait, she's going to get an abortion without telling him? Like, he's not even going to know? Like, shouldn't he have a part in, like, knowing about this? Like, the guy really gets the shit end of the stick here. And I was like,
fucking take.
Excuse me?
When she's the one who's pregnant and has to get an abortion, he's the one who's suffering in all this. Oh my God.
He gets the short end of the stick here.
Yeah, it's not even like, I sort of, maybe this is me being naive. I thought he was going to be like, oh, well, she's made up her mind, but she should still tell him so that he knows. And I was like, yeah, that's a fair thing to say. Like, that's understandable. Like, obviously, it's not just like a one-night stand situation. This is someone that she knows and is probably going to see again. So, like,
someone she's, like, close with. So.
Yeah. It's, even if they're not dating, like, maybe he should still know. But she's made her decision, But he's like, oh, I think he should have some say in it. Like, no, he fucking doesn't have to have any say in it.
That is wild.
I mean, yeah, maybe if he wants to carry the baby for 9 months, then, like, he can have a say in it. But, like,
if he wants to seahorse it, that's cool. That's dope. But, like, that technology hasn't been invented yet, so.
Right.
Yeah. So this scene kind of sucks. And then it ends with Carrie basically, like, he asks Carrie if she's ever had one before, and she lies and says no.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, I feel like is like a fair, like, there's a lot of reasons to not want to tell someone that's something that personal when it happened so long ago. Like, I don't know. It's very, like, it's kind of...
I think it's just that it came up so quickly. Like, it seems like the obvious thing to do at the moment would be lie and then maybe come back to it. But yeah, to have that sort of that question sprung on you is like, no.
It's a weird question to ask someone. Like,
literally right after he's like, the guy should have some say.
Yeah.
And then we also know that Carrie didn't tell the guy in question. So, like, you know, she doesn't, from her perspective, she probably thinks that he's gonna, like, just, you know, be like, oh, Carrie, you're a terrible person. So why would she fucking tell him?
Yeah, like, she doesn't need to tell anyone at all, like, even her friends, if she doesn't want to. But, I don't know, I feel like it's an inappropriate thing to ask someone, but...
Definitely.
Yeah. But then we go to Carrie and Sam looking at expensive purses in a window.
Yeah, this is famously regarded as the worst outfit in the show's history.
Oh my god, the one that Carrie is wearing?
Yeah. So, I guess I'll break it down from top to toe. She's wearing like a bandana as a sort of tiara, with like an earring.
Yeah, it's like pierced.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. And then like a fucking knuckle duster, like, necklace. A pink satin 80s prom dress. And, like, just everything about it's so bad.
And she has, like, this brooch that's, like, it's almost, like, touching her face. It's so big.
It's a lot. It's, like, every single statement piece imaginable. You know how people are like, oh, we're a statement piece. And you're like, okay, but then you wear all of them.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's like the outfit equivalent of, like, congratulations, you've offended everyone possible or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the South Park of outfits.
It is the South Park of outfits.
And then she has the gall to be like, really? You want to buy that bag to Samantha?
Yeah, you want to buy a fucking classy statement bag, which is a good investment. No. Why don't you wear tacky 80s fucking costume jewelry? Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, they're looking at handbags in the window, and Samantha says she wants to buy a Birkin bag, which does everyone know what Birkin bag is? I don't know if that's me being like...
I had never heard of this,
oh,
actually.
Okay.
No.
Oh, everyone knows what a Birkin bag is. Yeah. No, but...
Just makes me think of Birkenstocks.
I wish they were Birkenstocks. But basically, they're like they're Hermes, and they're like fucking ridiculously expensive. They're like $4,000. Well, they say in this episode they're $4,000. I think today they're like more like 10. And yeah, they are just like the most expensive handbag you can get, more or less.
What makes them so expensive is what I want to know.
I honestly don't know. Like, I think they're just so expensive because it's like all designer stuff where they sort of make it more expensive than it actually is, just so it seems like better. I don't really have any idea why.
Like proof that you can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what Samantha says when she says she wants to buy it. Because she's like, I don't even really give a shit about the style. I literally just want people to know I have a $4,000 bag.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're like leather and, you know, gold hardware and everything. But so are most designer bags. So I don't think... Like, and there's no, I don't know. I don't think there is any reason why they're more expensive, but they are.
Yeah.
And there's a 5-year waiting list, which there still is a waiting list. It's not made up for the show. There is an actual fucking waiting list that you need to be on to get it.
That's fucking bonkers.
I can't, like, how is this real?
It's real and it's here. Hell is empty. Devils are here. And they're going to make you pay fucking, like, $10,000 for a fucking handbag.
This is the scariest thing I've encountered this October season.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. So they ponder on the bag, and then they kind of walk away, and So Carrie tells Samantha that she lied to Aidan about the abortion that she had. And I don't know, like, I really liked that the friendships in this episode were really good. Like, this whole time Samantha is just like, you made the right decision for yourself then. And, like, you're still a good person. Like, you probably just wanted Aidan to think of you the way that he's already thinking of you and not just, like, change his opinion on you as a person because of a personal decision you made, like, a decade ago. It's kind of nice to hear, because sometimes Samantha gives, like, advice to her friends that's really bad, where you're like, you probably shouldn't be enabling this, but go off. Like, when she was like, you know what, you cheating on Big, like, I'm going to keep this a secret and I'm not going to make you feel bad about it. I was like, maybe you should have made her feel a little bad about it. But here I was like, you know, it's nice to see you kind of, like, supporting her and being like, yes, it was a good decision.
Yeah, and like, Carrie's like, I would have had a 13-year-old child by now if I'd kept it, which when you put it like that, it's like, nah, Carrie is firm that she made the right decision, but she's just she's not sure about how Aidan would feel about it. But no, I definitely think, like, it was a split second decision on why she lied to Aidan, you know.
For sure. But
then we get our question.
Such a good question.
I missed most of the lead up to this question because I kept getting distracted by, like, the popsicle what she was eating.
Oh my god. It looked like she had, like, a fucking pacifier in.
Yeah. She's, like, typing with both hands with the popsicle just in her mouth, like, the whole time. And I just couldn't stop getting distracted by it. And then it's something about, like, the road to life, getting places. Are we there yet? I don't remember. But it's a really boring question.
It's such a weird, like, are we where? Is, like, dead? Like, where are you trying to go?
Are we dead? Are we, like, in hell?
Are we dead
Is
yet?
this a Jacob's Ladder situation? Like, what's going on?
It's such a strange, ambiguous, like, what on earth does it mean?
I don't know. And I don't think we get an answer either. I really have no idea. But
we're on the road to nowhere.
Yeah.
Come on inside or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we get the top-rated girl of the episode, Lucy Liu.
Yes.
And she's out for, she's having lunch with Samantha because she's looking for a new PR person. And she's, like, chatting to her and they're getting along because Lucy Liu's from New York too. So she's like, you know, I'm from New York. I want a bitch from New York who's going to keep it real with me. And Samantha's like, I can do that. I can keep it real. And I think my favorite part of this was when Lucy Liu, I can't just call her Lucy. Her name is Lucy Liu. I need to put some respect on her. When she checks the bill because Samantha paid it and Samantha's put down a 25% tip and she's like, I used to be a waitress. This is good. I was like, hell yeah, bitch.
It's good to see. It is very good to see. This whole scene was really cute. I liked it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Although Samantha's jacket was hideous.
It was really bad.
It's like this bright pink jacket with these, like, huge gems on it, and it just looks so tacky and bad.
Something from a workout video or something.
It's terrible.
I was thinking she looks like a 90s professional wrestler.
True.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's terrible. But yeah, she's also like, oh, if you want someone to keep it real with you, can I just say your last Golden Globes dress was a disaster? And she's just like, thank you.
Thank you. Fucking finally someone said it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I have to share my own Lucy Liu story.
Ooh.
So I was working, I don't know where I was going, but I was at work and I was at the back of the plane and so I only work on 2 flight attendant aircraft. And so the other flight attendant came all the way to the back and she was like, I don't know if you're just, like, really, really cool or what, but, like, or if you didn't notice, but Lucy Liu is just, like, up in first class right now. And I was like, no. I had, like, an absolute meltdown, and especially because I'm not technically supposed to go up there if I'm not working first class, but I was like, you have to let me do something. I need to, like, go interact with her. So she was like, okay, yeah, we can just, like, swap positions for a second. So she let me go up and pass out snacks, and I offered them to Lucy Liu, and she didn't want any, but she smiled at me. It was very exciting. She was sitting in her chair, like, cross-legged. It was really cute.
Oh my god. You heard it here first. The exclusive tea. Lucy Liu sits cross-legged on plane.
That means she's gay.
Yeah.
It's true. That's
I
true.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, it would be straight biphobia if they didn't let you see Lucy Liu, because I feel like
Absolutely.
she's everyone who was in Charlie's Angels, bar Bill Murray, is a bicon.
Yeah.
She was also the other flight attendant told me that she noticed she was reading a script, so we'll see if she's in something soon. That would be fun.
She's meant to be in this like TV show called like Why Women Kill or something, and she's wearing like an 80s power suit, and I think she's gonna kill a man. So like I do need to watch that.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I want to watch it, and I want to be on it, and I hope it's a nonfiction show.
I want Lucy Liu to kill a man in front of me. If I don't like dispose of a body with Lucy Liu, then I'm not living out my childhood fantasies.
What's
That's
the point
so
of being
true.
alive if you don't?
Yeah, there's no point. I might as well kill myself now if that's never going to happen. Like I need to dispose of a body with Lucy Liu in the desert. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So Samantha goes to buy the $4,000 bag.
Yeah.
And this is where she finds out about the 5-year waiting list. And so she kind of panics. Well, not exactly panics, but she like lies and says it's for Lucy Liu so that she can maybe get bumped up on the wait list.
Yeah. She says, "Oh, I want Lucy Liu to wear this at her wears at her next premiere." Which, like, have you ever seen someone at a premiere with like a fucking like a giant tote bag?
Yeah,
True.
no.
It's always a clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know like premieres used to be a bit more casual in like the early 2000s, but still.
Yeah. Then we get this like moment that is we see Charlotte and Miranda both making their phone calls that are like opposite hat. Because Charlotte's making her phone call to get fertility testing because she's basically like, it's been 5 months and Trey's sperm checked out, so there's got to be some kind of problem with me. So she wants to get that tested, and but simultaneously, Miranda's making her phone call to get her pregnancy undone. So
She's trying to press Control Z. I'm done.
If it was that easy. They should call it Plan Z for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the millennials, Control Z. Just whoops. Delete.
Yeah.
Delete tweet. No, but yeah. And then we have a quick scene with Samantha where she's walking down the street and she phones up like the publicist for Mez and says, "I just saw a fucking nobody with a goddamn Birkin bag and you can't get Lucy Liu one?" Which is great. And that's the entire scene.
I noticed also, since I just spent a lot of time working on my Samus costume, Samantha has big Samus energy. She's got like the mole in the right place and everything. Zero Suit Samantha.
Oh, that would be so
love
good.
that.
Okay, I didn't know until like 3 days ago that Samus is like over 6 feet tall.
I know. Oh my God, the lesbian energy that would radiate off Samus is too fucking
It's incredible.
much.
Yeah,
If I
no,
see a
I always thought she was like 5'3" or something.
No, she's
No.
way too powerful.
I
Oh my
love that
God.
so much. Like, I've never played a Metroid game, but it makes me want to play a Metroid game because like Samus is really good and cool.
same.
Yeah.
She is.
Oh my God, if I see a fucking 6 foot tall woman in fucking heels and a latex bodysuit,
It's over.
it's
Yeah.
over for me.
It's over.
R.I.P. to me and my pussy.
Yeah, I just dressed as Samus for this like thing that we went to a couple days ago, and the waiter just right in front of Noah like pointed at me and was like, "Sexy as fuck." I was like, "Okay."
Oh.
I mean, you're right, but like...
Oh
It's
God.
very funny.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, that happened. Well, a similar thing happened to me where I was out with a Noah, and then like a random guy was like, "You're a very attractive lady," and I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know. Thank you.
That just made me think of the weird scene at the beginning of this episode where that guy was just like, "You're both beautiful ladies." Just like for no reason.
That's kind of, that happens a lot though, where you're just like
Yeah.
chilling and then some random guy will be like, by the way, you're very beautiful. And then we'll leave you alone. And that's kind of like, it's weird, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least it didn't get weird
yeah.
or anything. Because
No, and
yeah.
if you're going to call me beautiful, like, just fuck off. I can go, thanks, and then leave me alone. I'm happy with that. That's a fine exchange in my
They
book.
just disappear into the void.
Never to be seen again. It's great.
That's the whole reason they were born, so.
Yes.
For that one moment.
Like a Greek chorus, they just come in to say one thing, and then they go away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, thank you. Update. So the audience knows that I'm beautiful. This random homeless man is here.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So then we go... Carrie goes into her place, and okay, she's dressed like a fucking slutty school Barbie.
I do not know
it.
what's going on here, because it's like... okay, so she has like a white blazer.
It's like a Bratz doll look.
Yeah, she looks like a Bratz doll.
Yeah, she does, because she's got this weird, like, plaid schoolgirl skirt, but then the top of her outfit is not, like, a schoolgirl at all. It's very, you're right. It's, like, kind of like a Barbie Bratz doll. Like, I have no idea what's going on. And then she has this weird, like, pearl necklace thing on with, like, a scrunchie and, like...
It's like a faux fur scrunchie, and, like, I'm pretty sure she has extensions in her hair, because she has, like, ridiculously long hair.
Yeah,
and, like,
sort of like
huge
an
top pony.
Ariana. Yeah.
Yes, wild. It's a look. Like, it is a look, but like not a daytime look.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of a lights out look. But so she arrives and then she kind of screams because she gets there and Steve is there and she didn't know Steve was supposed to be there.
Like the fucking
This made me laugh so hard. Yeah.
I can't imagine something worse than just fucking Steve.
Hey.
You get home and Steve's in your apartment and you just,
What do you do?
That is pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
What would you do? Carrie screams, which is probably what I would do.
It's like a real scream.
It's a real fucking scream. It's like if there was a murder in her house. But he says, I'm sorry. Sorry.
He says, hello there, and I'm so sorry.
Hello? Miranda?
Miranda. She's like, he's like, I'm sorry.
Hello? Miranda? Thanks,
my
Matt.
God. Thank you, Matt. He says, I was playing ball with your boyfriend and he needed a piss. So, go fucking piss in the street, loser. Don't come to my fucking house.
Don't you ever enter my property.
I don't want a man in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so she's like, oh, okay. And obviously she does not want to speak to Steve in this moment or ever.
No.
Particularly now. And she's like, oh, hi, Steve. And he's like, how's Miranda? Like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, Miranda's fine. And then she rushes to go find Aidan and is like, did you tell him? And Aidan says, no.
It's kind of a cute scene in some ways.
I actually love this scene. It's like the direction is amazing. The timing is just genius.
Okay, Steve is asking me questions and looking at me weird and asking about Miranda. He knows something. And it's like, Steve doesn't know anything.
He's always asking about Miranda. And
Yeah,
he's looking at me weird. That's just the way he looks.
Yeah, that was really good. And it's like, Steve literally only exists to ask about Miranda. Like, I don't know what you expected. That is the only thing you have in common. Like, what else is he going to ask you about? Like,
if I met my friend's ex-boyfriend and he was like, hey, how's your friend? I wouldn't be like, what the fuck? Why is he asking me about her? Because they dated. It's the only thing you have in common.
yeah. And it's just like, and plus they like obviously hung out recently. Like she took him to the doctor and stuff like that. And like, but no, Carrie's just like, there is something weird about this. Why is he asking me about Miranda? And then she's like, look, if you told him, that's fine. I can't keep secrets either, but just like tell me, like, did you tell him? And he's like, no, I didn't. And then they just like drop it and that's it.
I really thought Carrie was going to be like telling Steve in this scene. It just seemed like it was going to come out. I like how Carrie is like the two sisters, like one who can only tell truths and one who can only tell lies. But it's just only when it benefits herself.
True. She is both, the duality of Carrie. Then Carrie is, the next scene is her and Miranda, and they're having pizza together, which makes me really want to have pizza. And they're just talking about how, like, Miranda's normal, her normal doctor doesn't do abortion, so, like, she's just, like, waiting to hear from some other guy. And then Carrie spills that she told Aidan about the pregnancy and the abortion, and she was like, look, I made him promise to not tell Steve, but Miranda's obviously like, what the fuck? Like, that's not yours to tell. He's very good friends with Steve. Like, why would you tell him this? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's such a stupid fucking thing to do. It's so fucking stupid. And yeah, she's like, why would you do that?
I can understand that she wanted to like share with Aidan that Miranda was pregnant, but she really did not need to bring up Steve. It was so unnecessary.
No, she could have just said, oh, it was a one-night stand or whatever, or a guy she's been seeing or something.
She could have just said, Miranda didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Or something.
She didn't want to tell me.
Yeah.
So and then you just go, that's fine. She could have said literally anything else, but she didn't. No. And Miranda's like, oh, fine, whatever, you know. So Carrie says, like, I think, you know, have you thought about telling him? And then Miranda says, oh, yeah, I'm having Steve's baby. I exist to have Steve's baby. It's fine. Like, I fucking love it. She's like, of course I'm not going to fucking tell him.
Yeah, and she basically makes a really good point, which is like, because Carrie's like, well, wouldn't you want to know if someone was going to do that, like abort your baby? And she's like, no, I don't even want to know that I'm aborting my baby. Like,
yeah, it's like, I don't even want to be in this situation. Like, why would I pull someone else into it?
Yeah, don't ever put me in a situation.
I was, so like, yesterday, I had to go to the doctor for something, and I had to do a urine test, and she was like, we're going to do a pregnancy test. Is there any chance you're pregnant? And I was like, no, I have an IUD. And she's like, is there any chance you're pregnant? And I was like, I have an IUD, so no. She's like, I'm going to do the pregnancy test anyway. And I was like, okay. So there's like a 0.001% chance I'm pregnant. But I was still sitting there like, what if I'm pregnant and I have to tell him? And I just said that he impregnated me. And then she was like, yeah, you're not pregnant. And I was like, wow, shock. Still.
Like, surprise Pikachu meme. Yeah.
Yeah, I was having this whole conversation like, what if I'm pregnant? And I'm not. So it's fine.
It's always like, I feel like even if I just had all of my organs removed, I would still worry about that if someone told me that there was a chance. It's like, okay, if you say so.
When you say to your doctor, I can't be pregnant, like I have birth control that's very reliable, even though I have, you know, been doing stuff. And she's like, well, you still need to take it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. It's a miracle baby.
Yeah.
So I get it, and yeah, I understand. Like, and she's completely made up her mind. Again, it is her decision, it's her body, and she can tell whoever she wants to tell about it.
Yeah.
It's not for fucking Aidan to decide. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. And she also kind of makes the point that, like, well, first of all, she wouldn't want to know. And second of all, she feels like Steve would want her to have it. And so, like, I feel like she really doesn't need any extra pressure of, like, anyone trying to change her mind, whether or not that is how he would actually react, because we don't know. But
no.
Well, because he wanted a baby so bad, like, earlier in the show.
Oh, God, he did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And, like, I guess he's in a similar boat with, like, because obviously she has a lazy ovary and he has one ball. So, like, he's in a kind of like, well, what if this is my only chance? Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And I feel like,
I don't know if he's thinking that deeply about it. I feel like I'd be surprised if he was thinking at all.
It's like, true.
I don't know. Like, he was not even aware of, like, what stage of cancer he had. I feel like he's probably not thinking that hard about, like, well, could my ball still get someone pregnant? Like,
do you think he thinks that if he can only get a woman pregnant if he pees inside of her? Because that's what I thought when I was, like, 10.
Probably.
Of course.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not peeing.
God, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to think it was like there was no motion involved. You would just like sort of like hook up like an outlet and then it would just happen.
I thought that like, okay, so when I was a kid, I thought that what you did was, because I heard about there being like a birth control pill. So I thought that what happened was like after a certain age, if you didn't take the pill, you would just get pregnant.
Oh my God. That's
Wow.
terrifying.
That is terrifying.
It is
my
very
God.
terrifying. Yeah. So
No, I remember because like I went to school with triplets and we were talking about them, like me and this other boy, and he was like, they're triplets because the dad peed 3 times inside of their mum.
wow.
And I was like, that doesn't sound right, but I'm 10
God.
and I don't know.
I don't know if what
this.
stars to dispute it.
Yeah.
Peed 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, the things kids make up, like I definitely, when I was like 7, I remember thinking that like if you had a vagina, it meant that it was like just the inverse of having a penis. So I thought that like if it was like if you took it and then put it inside the body inside out, that's what like having a vagina meant. I don't know why. I think I was just very creative as a
Very
7-year-old.
colorful imagination.
Oh my God, that made me think of like some fucking Cronenberg like body horror shit that you're just like ripping out a vagina and turn it into a penis and vice versa.
I don't know. I don't know where I got that idea, but
I don't like that, but
I don't know. I didn't know
valid.
anything about anatomy, so who knows?
Although I should have known because my parents bought me this like Your Body book which explained like puberty and how babies are made when I was very young, but I don't think I ever even actually read it. So I just looked at the pictures, so I knew I'd get pubes, but that's about it.
I didn't have, like, I was moving around a lot as a kid, so I actually ended up, because, like, I left one place right before they did sex ed, and then I got to the next place right after they had done it, so I just, like, never got that. Thank God for the internet.
Thank God for the internet.
True.
Yeah, a reliable source for sex ed.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
I mean,
No.
honestly, more reliable than a lot of things that people learn in school, depending on the school you go
That's
to.
true.
So,
my
Very
God.
true, yeah.
like, Catholics do not interact.
Like, thank God I missed the sex ed in Oklahoma, which apparently is not good.
crikey.
Ooh, yeah, that's gotta be bad.
You're talking to someone who keeps having sex with boys who went to all boys schools. Can tell you that I don't think they do great sex ed there.
Well, he knows how to poach eggs, so what more can you ask for?
Well, that's not a pussy.
Can you poach my eggs?
Can you poach my... Yeah, like those eggs, yeah.
Can you, they're like, how do you like your eggs? And I'm like, not fertilized. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Then where do we go next? I just
go to Charlotte and Trey.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're at the fertility clinic and, oh my God, this made me scream. So the fucking doctor is coming in with the notes and she's like, everything looks great. Oh, whoops. No, it fucking didn't because I didn't read this.
I love this. Oh, it's perfect. Nothing is wrong. Oh, whoops. Nope. Everything's wrong.
It's so bad. Why wouldn't you fucking read it before you walked in? Why wouldn't you just give it, like, why wouldn't you look at the last page?
I don't think doctors ever read anything before you come in. Like, you could go to the clinic and tell them the reason why you're in, and they write it down on a piece of paper, and then you get in, and they're like, why did you come in? And I'm like, did you not read my paper that I gave you? Like,
Yeah. I love when you make an appointment with the doctor, and they're like, why are you here?
yeah.
And you're like, I fucking told you when I made an appointment.
Yeah, every single time. I swear to God. Like, I don't know. Like, you'd think they'd at least be like, oh, I see that you made an appointment to refill your prescription. Did you want to talk about anything else? But
Yeah.
no, they're always like, why are you here?
I'll go to the fucking gynecologist and they'll be like, why are you here? And I'm like, fucking guess why I'm here. It's a fucking gynecologist.
All doctors are bastards.
They are. This is
Yeah.
number one, like, doctor hating show. See yours, mate, do. If you're a doctor, fucking unsubscribe. If you're a cop, unsubscribe. That's it. we love everyone else. No.
Well, if you're an MLM, well, it depends on what kind of MLM you are. But if you're in a pyramid scheme, then also unsubscribe.
If you're a man who loves other men, that's dope.
Oh then subscribe.
Stick around.
And if you're like a Marxist Leninist, then subscribe. But
yeah, anyway, I just thought it was so funny how she's like, not even like, oh, this, your ovaries are fine, you know, this is fine, your hormone levels. She's like, everything's perfect. Oh, wait, psych. No, it's not. And she basically tells them that, like, her uterus is rejecting the sperm cells and she has a 15% chance of getting pregnant. Which,
that doesn't seem that low when I think about it.
It's not great.
Does that mean 15% chance ever? Like, if you were getting cum, like, what's the word? If you were getting it, like, mainlined into your
oh my god
self, like, yeah, like an IV drip into your pussy. If you were getting that happen,
oh my god,
do they mean 15% chance if you're like continuously getting pumped, or do they mean like 15% chance every month when you ovulate, or do they mean 15% chance? Like, what do they mean by that?
That's a good point, because like it seems like there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
Continuously getting pumped and an IV line drip of cum into your pussy.
Yeah.
That's a fucking mood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably what Charlotte should be doing.
Just
really.
hook me up. And
that's fine.
Yeah.
Girl, don't we all? We all need that. Anyway. Fucking hell. I think they mean just like with a regular sexual intercourse, you know?
Yeah.
Because the doctors just say, oh, I think you should look into, you know, IVF. And obviously with IVF, you know, your chances are better. So I don't think it's like she will never, ever get pregnant. Also, we know that she does get pregnant eventually, but that's not until the movies. So it's not like never say never, but it's pretty low odds.
Right.
Yeah. Which is bad news for Charlotte, who, you know, I mean, this is like her everything right now. So,
right.
And
she's understandably heartbroken by the news, and Trey has to go back to work, but Charlotte decides she's going to walk, and she bumps into Miranda and turns around and doesn't want to see her. And Miranda's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is up? What the fuck is up, Charlotte?
Yeah. Again, what's good, Charlotte? Like, you can't just, like, obviously she saw you. Like, there's no, like, at that point, it's kind of just, like, you're just making it worse if you're going to pretend you didn't. And Charlotte's just like, oh, hi, Miranda.
Yeah.
She did a 360 and walked away.
Yeah.
I think she just did it because, like, she just really did not want to talk to her at that point. But then probably, you know, when you do that and then you realize that you've made a huge mistake.
Yeah. And then she's like, what the fuck? You just saw me and changed direction. And Charlotte's like, I'm allowed to change directions. She's like,
yes.
I love the mental image of her just like wandering around New York, just like randomly changing directions. Like she's in a pinball machine.
We have to, if you've ever done like drama classes, they make you do that all the fucking time. Like you have to walk around the room and they're like, keep changing directions, and you just end up walking around in like fucking like a pinball machine. It's so stupid. But I think I've done it like fucking, it feels like I've done it 1,000,000 times. It sucks.
That's really weird.
Walking around in a circle but changing directions randomly. Great. It's great. Yeah, and Miranda's like, look, I know you're mad at me, but I'm not doing this on purpose, and like you can't be mad at me forever.
Yeah, and they kind of get over their argument, and Charlotte explains how the whole 15% chance thing, and she does do it very dramatically, where she pulls out like her test results and like she like shows them to Miranda all like crinkled up, and she's like, see, 15% chance, and she just like it's a lot. But
what did she say? Like my pussy's rejecting Trey's sperm or something. She's like in tears.
She's just like, yeah, they're just attacking and killing his sperm, so I'm just never gonna get pregnant. And
your pussy's fucking helping you out. Sometimes, honestly, Sometimes your pussy's looking out for you. I had a very bad rejection to the last guy I slept with, and I think that my pussy's trying to tell me something that my brain cannot figure out.
Yeah, like, this is really for the best. Like, could you imagine if she had gotten pregnant with Trey's baby? Like, how bad that would have been? Like, her pussy knows best, so. But then it's kind of a sweet moment where Charlotte's kind of just like, I'm just very upset. I really just want to be alone. And like they're over their fight and everything. But she's like, I don't really want to talk about it. I just kind of want to go home. And then Miranda's like, look, I'm just going to walk behind you on the way home just in case you change your mind and need someone. And she's like, no, don't do that. But then she does. It's really cute. Like she follows Charlotte the whole way home. And it was another great friend moment this episode.
It was a good moment. I did like to see it.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, fucking Orpheus leaving Hades. Apparently, Charlotte didn't look back, but she knew she was there.
Oh, it's sweet.
It was sweet. And then we go back to Lucy Liu.
I love her outfit in this scene and her pigtails. So cute.
Her J'adore Dior shirt. It's sleeveless too. So
It's sleeveless. She's wearing like cargo pants, like fucking the only bitch in the world who can pull off camouflage.
yeah, this is the only time camo has
True.
ever been valid in the entire existence of history. So
I think it's valid if it's pink. Like, if it's that pink camo, I'm with it. I still wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, it does feel like almost ironic in a way. A sort of an irony fashion.
I do like to see it.
still not in it, but like, I mean, it's more valid than green, I guess. But like, I don't know. Regardless, I just can't. But Lucy Liu works it, so it's fine.
Yeah, she does.
Definitely.
And she shows up to her lunch with Sam, and she's like, oh my god, hi. This man just dropped off this bag. I don't really like it, but free bags, I guess. And Samantha's like, that's my bag.
She goes like feral in this scene. It's a lot.
Like, I bought it, like, it's my bag. And Lucy Liu's like, well, why was it dropped off at my hotel? And Sam says, oh, because I put it under your name, because I wanted it quicker. And Lucy Liu's like, that's funny, because they told me that my PR person swore at them. And that's not very classy.
Yeah, dropped like 12 F-bombs on the phone.
Yeah.
And then Samantha's like, I have never used the F word.
And Lucy Liu's like, fuck off.
That was almost my nickname. And I've never used the F word.
No, me neither.
No.
And
Of course not. Of course fucking not.
And Samantha tries to like lie. She's just like, oh, well, like, you know, someone may have been standing behind me, like, yelling the F word while I was on the phone. Like, you know how it is in New York. And, like, one time I had something like that happen to me, and it's just, all these people yelling. You might have thought it was me. And it's Lucy Liu's just like, you're a fucking terrible liar.
yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you? Like, please never talk to me again. And walks away with the bag and flips her off.
So good.
Yeah.
She's like, fucking free bag. Cool. Bye. I'll find someone else. It's fucking great. I love it. I mean, I would love to see Lucy Liu just being like a regular client of Sam's. It'd be fantastic, but I get it.
This is good too.
And now Sam has like a great story to tell from that. So,
But she's out $4,000, so like,
she spent $4,000 for this story.
yes.
Yeah, but if you're going to be that stupid, then you'd kind of deserve it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
then we go to Carrie doing a bit of having a normal one, I guess. She goes she goes to the restaurant that the guy who knocked her up works at. And he's still working there 13 years later.
He looks like he's like 16.
He's on shift.
Yeah.
That's true.
And he happens to be her waiter.
Yeah. She happens to be in his section.
My theory is that like this is just definitely not Chad, and because he even paused for a second. She was like, Chad? And he was just like, yeah. Like he just like, okay, sure, I guess I'm Chad.
Imagine getting knocked up by someone named Chad. Like even in places where it's illegal to get an abortion, they should have let you do it if you got knocked up by someone named Chad. Like, it's just like, yeah, you know, incest, rape, or if it was Chad. So those are the three things.
Chad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're fucking a dude named Chad, that's your own L. That's your own fucking fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, I was 22. I didn't know what I was doing back then. And it's like, you were like a full adult, but...
Yeah.
Go off. I mean, I'm 23. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm 28, so... But
nobody knows what they're doing.
Nobody knows anything, especially not Carrie. But so Chad is her server, and she's just like, oh, hi there, Chad. And he's just like, yeah.
I guess I'm Chad.
Guess I'm Chad. It's my choice.
She just like keeps asking him like, oh, remember this, and he's just like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about.
She's like, oh, do you remember we went to the tunnel? And he's like, I never went there in my fucking life. And she's like, cool.
Is tunnel like a metaphor
for the pussy?
Yeah, like, oh, you went to tunnel with me?
No, Tunnel's a famous New York nightclub, but possibly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Like, he basically asks, like, did we fuck? And she was like, nope.
Yeah.
And then smiles serenely. And it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I think the tunnel, so that was like the 90s. It's where like all the club kids went. Like, I think RuPaul was a big tunnel person. Like, it's a very famous club in New York City.
Interesting.
Mm.
I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
Have you ever seen Party Monster?
No.
Starring Macaulay Culkin and
No.
Seth Green.
No.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I thought it was going to be revealed that like Carrie got it fucked up and like this wasn't the guy she slept with. It was someone entirely different.
Yeah. It's basically just he doesn't remember her and she doesn't say anything. And I guess,
No.
I mean, the moral of the story is that it kind of confirms that she made the right choice. I guess that like she can't imagine where her life would be if she was sitting there with a 13-year-old kid and this guy who doesn't even remember sleeping with her was the dad, I guess.
Right.
So,
But like, I mean, it would also, I think it would kind of fuck up him if she said, oh, by the way, we slept together over a decade ago.
I definitely thought she was going to do that. I was terrified.
Yeah, you got to be pregnant and I had an abortion. That would mess up him. Like, that's a lot for him to take in so much later than when it actually happened.
yeah.
Especially if he doesn't even remember it. It's like, why are you telling me this?
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I'm happy she didn't say anything. I don't know, I guess it's a fine scene, but I'm like, why did you even bother? And just like the logistics of him working there still, being on shift, and then serving her, I was like, okay, this is a joke.
Yeah.
but go off. So then we go to Carrie and Miranda at the clinic. So Carrie's taken her there because, you can't just go and not have someone take you home. Like,
Right.
Miranda is getting Carrie to fill in like the paperwork for her, and Miranda starts having moments where she's kind of just like, am I doing the right thing? Like, I just don't know if this is the right choice for me. And Carrie's like, look, I cannot make that decision for you. It is not up to me to say if this is the right choice for you or not.
Yeah.
And she's right, which is like an incredible first. But yeah, Miranda's having doubts at this point, and she is kind of worried, like, what if this is my only shot? What am I even waiting for? Like, she's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I might never have this chance again, and I don't know if there's like some milestone I'm waiting for in my life to happen in order to go through with something like this.
Right.
And
it's like, at least it wasn't a random person. It does feel like this could actually be like, okay.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
Steve, so it's not, Chad.
Exactly.
The incels, the Chad Steve versus the incel Chad.
Exactly. And the scene basically ends by like, Miranda's still kind of not sure what she wants to do, but then they call her name, so she's just like, oh fuck. And then she gets up and goes in with the doctor. So yeah.
Yeah. But then we cut to them like looking after her back at Miranda's place, and Samantha made her a cup of tea and she's just chilling on the sofa, and Charlotte comes in and she's got like flowers, and they're fucking huge, massive white flowers. She didn't spare any expense. She's using that old money for good use.
I like she said, like, I brought you flowers to do whatever flowers are supposed to do.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
It was cute. And she's like, oh, are you okay? And Miranda goes, I didn't go through with it. And like, this is the fucking cutest shit ever. Because then Charlotte says, we're having a baby. And then
she just starts crying tears of joy. It's so sweet.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It is very sweet. And all of them are there to look after her and support her. Miranda is still pretty freaked out about it, but...
Yeah. Carrie's voiceover says, like, you know, and on that day, 3 aunts were born. And I was like, oh.
True. It is very sweet.
It's good. And then, like, I thought that would be the final scene, but of course we have fucking Aidan again. This is nothing. Like, Carrie arrives, like, 10 minutes late for dinner. You know, consistency, bookends, all that. And Aidan's like, oh, you know, hi, I'm really hungry. Or something. So she's 10 minutes late, but they gave up the table anyway, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
Yeah, they go and sit outside and have a beer. And she tells Aidan the truth and says, this was a very funny scene though. She's like, oh, I had an abortion when I was 18. Okay, 20. Okay, 22. And, you know, the condom broke. Okay, actually there wasn't a condom.
Yeah.
Aidan's like, why are you having such a hard time just telling me the truth?
Yeah.
Like, you clearly want to tell me this. Like, just go ahead and say it.
She can only lie when it's for her own benefit, but then when it's for when it's about someone else's like well-being and secrets, she can't. So
no,
right,
yeah.
But yeah, she comes clean. He's not mad or anything. Like
no,
yeah.
He's just like, okay, that happened. Thanks for telling me. Cool. I'm not. He doesn't judge her or anything. He's completely fine with it. And yeah, that's kind of it. And then they go inside, and that's that.
Yeah, and they kiss, and she's like, oh, and by the way, Miranda's keeping the baby, but please do not tell Steve. It is none of our business. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. Fucking fuck off, Carrie. Like, it's none of our business. Like, yeah, now you're saying this. And
yeah, now you figured it out that it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, don't tell Steve. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess he didn't tell Steve about the baby originally, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I guess, but that's episode. So, okay, rankings?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu at the top.
Yes.
Because every decision she made was perfect. Very valid of her.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I have to say Miranda second, because she was supportive of everyone and wasn't getting a whole lot of support back for a while. And she made the best decision for herself, like, despite how confused she was. And then I'm going to put, I hate to put Samantha last, but I think I'm going to have to put Samantha last. So we'll have, who is left? Carrie. And then
There's also Charlotte.
Charlotte, and then Samantha. Just because Samantha was like using Lucy Liu, and that's a sin against God and humanity.
True. You make a really good point there.
And then Charlotte was being pretty selfish, but she still had, I mean, like, I can understand where she was coming from.
Yeah.
And Carrie was just kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah, I would agree, because like I was gonna put Samantha higher because like I can't blame a girl for just wanting a nice bag, but yeah, she did offend Lucy Liu, and some crimes can never be forgiven.
True. She was like a very good friend to Carrie and Miranda in this episode.
Yeah,
but,
that's a good point.
But she did make some, you know, Sufjan voice, I made a lot of mistakes. And I don't know if I would probably put her at the bottom, just because, like, I feel like they were all good supportive friends this week. So, like, it's, because I mean, Charlotte wasn't at first, but she realized before Miranda had the abortion, before she didn't have the abortion, that, you know, it was her choice and it had nothing to do with Charlotte. And she brought the flowers thinking that she had gone through with it. And I think that she had a good realization that, like, she had been selfish. And so I think that was it was very realistic for Charlotte, I think.
There's like a second forbidden list where they are all valid and equal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my ranking is like the same as yours, but flip Carrie and Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I think Charlotte was like slightly more valid because she was just kind of acting on emotions, whereas Carrie's just being a fucking dumbass.
True.
Yeah.
True.
She does love to do that.
She does love it.
It's her favorite hobby.
Yeah. Questions?
We have a question.
We have a question. So if you want to send us questions, you can send them into seagirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/.tumblr.com.
What?
That makes me think of Noah's text post that was just Tumblr.tom.
No. I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, we've said some things, so. But Noah. Noah, come on, City Girls.
Noah. Yeah, Noah, come on. We need more boys. I mean, we don't, but like, I do love a boy.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few valid ones, so.
It's by culture.
God, can we close out this episode with Noah's just Spiders song?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think we have an MP3 of it, though.
We could send it over.
Okay, good. We need it. It's really good.
Send it over. I can do it. We'll figure it out. But so send them to tumblr.com. Fuck. He's doing it. I'm so sorry. You know where to fucking send them. Anyway, first one's from regular question asker, friend of the show, 2x2 Furious. And they ask, if you had to do PR for a celebrity, who would you want it to be?
I feel like I'd want it to be someone who's a huge fucking disaster, but like not necessarily in like a problematic way, just in a way that makes you like have to actually kind of do your job. Like not someone who's just like really boring.
No.
But I'm trying to think of like who a person like that is.
Who's like a messy bitch, but like in a fun way? Nicole Richie.
Yeah, that would be a good.
I wish there were like a valid version of Bill Murray, but there just isn't.
No.
Yeah, not really. No.
I don't trust old men. I was gonna say like maybe someone who like needs a comeback a bit, like Misha Barton, you know.
True. She really does. I keep seeing all that shit that's like looking for Alaska is like the OC for like you reblogged that or you posted that earlier, like looking for Alaska. You posted it, yeah. Like looking for Alaska is like for fans of the OC if you want something new, and you're like, what the fuck? Get this away from me! Like, how dare you?
That's disgusting. Like, yeah, maybe like Misha Barton, and I know she's on the hills, so you know she's coming back. She's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say like. The 2000s it girls, one of them, like maybe not Lindsay Lohan because she did like nearly kidnap a child. She's having a moment.
What about like Hillary? Wait, is Hillary Duff's not dating the really old Good Charlotte guy anymore? Is she?
Oh no.
Okay.
Actually, no. Nicole Richie's married to him though.
Oh right. Wait, is that the same one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because. Wait, there's so Nicole Richie's married to one of them, and then Cameron Diaz is married to the other one, which is that's wild.
Fucking bonkers. Ugh. Yeah, I just poor Hillary, because he was so old and she was like, I'm like 18 and it's disgusting. And Hillary Duff did nothing wrong, so she should have a comeback.
True. I will, I kind of wanted, one of the 2000s it girls, Ashley Simpson or,
I have a soft spot for Ashley Simpson, not because I know anything about her music or career, but because when I was a teenager, people used to always tell me I looked like her until she got a nose job.
Interesting.
And then they stopped saying it.
You don't like Ashley Simpson anymore because she got a nose job.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, people just stopped saying it. And maybe it's because she stopped being relevant after she got a nose job, but like...
True.
But I'm not sure. Either way.
If I were Ashley Simpson's PR person, I would break her nose so she gets her old nose back.
I think doing PR for like Mitski would be fun, just to hang out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been a nightmare during the fucking Tumblr thing.
Oh,
though.
true.
Would have been a fucking nightmare.
I rescinded.
Yeah, although I don't know how big that got. Like, I'm not sure if it got that big outside of just being like a small Tumblr thing. But
That was truly wild.
That would be a bad day to wake up as Mitski's PR person.
You're like, oh, Mitski, that's easy. I'm just doing like indie shows. I'm talking to NPR, and then fucking you go on Tumblr and you're like, oh, excuse me, what?
Oops.
Yeah.
What?
I guess I would love to do PR for Carly Rae Jepsen just because, like, she's, like, I don't know. She seems like she has a lot of fun, but you don't really hear about anything she actually does other than, like, her music and looking cute. So, like, I don't know. She seems like she'd be fun to work for, but then also, like, wouldn't cause you any major problems.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I had another one. What about Megan Thee Stallion?
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, like, she would be so much fun just hang around with. You can just film, like, all her Instagram videos. It'd be so chill. And wear, like, little cowboy boots. She's probably got good weed. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm going Megan. Hot girl Meg.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
And she's 5'10", and I'm gay, so...
So it checks out, yeah.
It checks out.
It's valid. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I'm going to go with Carly Rae Jepsen.
Okay, my final answer is Ming Doyle.
Oh, I love that answer. Although I don't think she's ever done anything wrong in her life, so you wouldn't really have to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
No, but you can just make her, like, bigger, you know? You could just get her a bit more attention.
I feel like she does need more attention, so...
That's really
true. I can help with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that is all of our questions on Tumblr this week. We do have a Steve, although I guess I'll read the Patreon first, and I'll read it when we get to the $5 level, I guess. Okay, so if you want to give us the money, you can subscribe to us on Patreon. So if you go to is it patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo? Yes, it's patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo. You can donate to us. So if you give us $1 a month, you can get the Looker and Nanu channel, a special role in the Discord. It's nice. It's basically like, thank you for supporting us. At the $5 level, you get that too. Plus, and at the $1 level, you also get the mummy mailbag. So another bonus. At the $5 level, you get all of that. Plus, you can submit stuff in Steve voice. Plus, I'll read your name on the podcast. So thank you so much to Summergeist, who's here with us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Jessiah Lachi, who will be in my home tomorrow. Thank you to Siberian Pine Hardwood, Jennifer Snyder, who will also be in my home tomorrow. God, I know so many people.
This is such a family.
Right? Dan Mike Dawson Silva, Matt Rivero, who's in my home right now. Hello. And PR the Disaster. So thank you to everyone. And our Steve voice has been submitted by a friend of the show, regular question asker, regular donor. Well, regular donor. It happens every month. Siberian Pine Hardwood. So, so we have been submitted an image. The image is a meme, I guess. It is, so you are dumb, you are sad, your brain run by goblin, pull him out and beat him, Miranda. And there's some goblins on the picture, and there's a sad face and a brain, and there's a baseball bat for the goblin to get hit with. It's a really good image. It is good. Thank you so much for submitting that. I really appreciate it, and I hope all of our listeners appreciate it too.
I definitely appreciate the way you said goblin.
Goblin, Miranda. Well, Steve's a goblin, so, it's just true. But, like, not in a valid way, because, like, I generally think of goblins as being something that I really respect, and I don't respect Steve.
Like cats.
Yeah.
A shout out to our half goblin baby, mixed gang.
And lastly, at the $10 level, you can get all of those previous things. Plus, you can also listen to us record the podcast when we do that. So thank you to all of our donors. And Summer, is there anything you want to plug?
You can find me on Twitter at Stellar Ghost. And we also have, my husband and I do a podcast on Noise Space Network called My Pod Cabbages about Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it's been slow uploads lately, but I like to think of them as like little treats.
Yeah. They are treats because it's a really good podcast. So like when they do come out, I get very excited. And
so
you
happy.
do very good. Wait, Summer, can you?
Oh no!
Can you read the image in Azula voice for us?
Oh,
sure. What does Azula sound like? You are dumb. You are sad. Your brain run by goblin. Pull him out and beat him, Zuko.
Thank you so much. Whenever you do Azula voice, I just lose my absolute shit on the podcast. So
perfect.
Podcast is really
so
good.
Much.
So yeah,
thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming on, Summer. I think
Oh,
we've had a
I
wonderful.
love being here.
We always forget to thank people at the end, but we remembered this time.
We actually remembered. We're so smart. Yeah, so that's on noisepace.xyz where we are hosted. So very easy to find. Friend sister show of the podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
And you can find me on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix and Twitter at Alex the Virgo.
Nice.
Yay.
So thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Fuck cops.
Fuck cops. All cops are bastards.
They're all bastards. But not the good kind. Not the good kind of bastard.
And the other cat one.
I'm a good kind of bastard because my parents aren't married. So long, good night.
So long and good night, fuckers. Bye.
So long and good night.
Bye.
Where are spiders? And I'm so spiders. I cannot sleep, I cannot dream tonight. I need some spiders.